Hello and welcome to the video. It's Friday afternoon. I had a fairly quiet day today. Staff meeting, did a fit this morning, a wee bit of vinyl in the vestibule, so nothing overly exciting. But I actually got an early finish today, which is good. Now, as I say in the last video, podcast starting up. So what I'm doing this afternoon, this evening after, it'll be about 6:30. I'm going to head off and go pick up a coffee table, free. The guys try to get rid of it, so I figured where we're going, getting a bit of space, so quite good to get a table in there. Tomorrow we're picking up a few sofas, storing them until we get the place, and then we'll get them in there. It's just a bit more comfortable for doing podcasting, and I'll also be able to use it for doing some videos as well. Maybe a bit of space for some editing, and yeah, just go from there. But no, not a bad day all in all. Right, so last night Ferry and Caden came round. What the plan was to just basically test out all the stuff we had. Ferry had his PC down, brought the monitor, checking the mics worked. We used the GoPro as a webcam just to make sure we had all that sussed out. And we ended up actually just carrying on and recording a podcast.
I watched a video like that earlier on Facebook, and it was viewer discretion advised, and it starts off, it's like somebody's putting a chain around, like a cog, and I'm thinking, where's this going? And then it just goes mental. And you know, there's really, it's almost like a strobe light effect.
Yeah. Right.
And it just, wow, my eyes, and I was sitting watching, my eyes started watering. It was that intense. I was like, ah!
Could you not just look away or turn it off?
I was too intrigued.
You had to keep watching.
Who knew? It worked out really well, to be honest with you. We just thought, screw it, let's have a go. And we were going to be doing it possibly next week, but I think we're going to do the second episode next week now. So yeah, we just started going, and it flowed so well. We already had things in mind regarding topics and that we were going to discuss anyway. But it just worked so well. It just flowed, it was natural, it was great. I had such a laugh. And I keep forgetting about that sort of thing, because again, with the way I am mentally, I kind of seclude myself from things, whereas that, it was just a reminder that you can have such a laugh and there's no pressure. So I'm looking forward to that as a weekly thing now, just a get together and a bit of banter. That's what I want. So no, I'm looking forward to that. Now, the podcast is called Oh Goody Podcast. It's available on Spotify. We've actually also put a channel up, but the logo for the podcast is here. But yeah, there is a YouTube channel as well. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get clips and stuff like that as well. But if you follow on Spotify, Oh Goody Podcast, click the bit of notification button as well, so then you'll get your regular notifications, because we're hoping to do them weekly. Now, we've actually got a studio space sorted. As I said yesterday, well, earlier on in the video, I was picking up some sofas and things as well. I was going to record some of that, but we just got to the point where we're just like, let's get it done. I mean, it's carrying sofas. It's nothing overly exciting. It's not like Friends, pivot. None of that. It was actually quite smooth, so it wasn't too bad. But they're in storage just now. But we meant to get the studio the end of the month. I think it's the 31st we get the keys. So looking forward to that. Get that set up and we'll have a home. I can actually do editing up there as well, because it's for all of us to use. I mean, Caden does streaming. I'm doing this now. And Ferry is wanting to do the podcast, but he might do a bit of streaming and that as well. So it'll be a nice place to have, to just shoot up there while you're there, just do your thing. But I'm really looking forward to that. Right, off to work. I'll try this in the car for a bit. You never know, might work out well. Oh, it's bumpy. Well, if I decide I want to do this a bit more, I think I'm going to have to get a different mount, because that's bumping everywhere, my word. Start of the week, another one. I keep doing this, don't I? I do start of the week, but it's middle to tail end of the video. A bit silly really, isn't it? I'm hoping I'm not looking at the camera much, because I am driving. I don't know if anyone's going to be overly interested, but I am driving a 2.2 diesel 2015 Mazda CX-5. Great car. I had one of these years ago, quite a while ago, and I loved it. It was a great car. Ran really well, and for some reason I changed it to a BMW 1 Series. There's no point in asking why. It was one of those things. I was getting to the point where I was just bored of the car and wanted to change. Stupid, really. Stupid. But I did it. Yeah, I've gone through many cars in my time, to be fair. Now, the longest I've ever owned a car is 3 years, near enough. And that was the Civic Type R, so the FN2. It was a great wee car, but I ended up getting the 7 Series at the same time, and the Type R just sat in the garage. I wasn't using it, so it was just time to let it go. I'd done quite a lot of work to it. I'll put some photos and that of it at some point, maybe do a wee montage. But no, my car history is very varied. But no, I'm onto this now. It's great. For a 2.2 diesel, it's a Euro 6 engine, I think they call it, which means it's only £35 a year in tax, and it's ULEZ exempt, so you can drive through the centre of town. It's great. Not that I go to the centre of town very often, but like Dundee and stuff, there's always the possibility, you never know. So no, such a big comfy car as well. Plenty of torque in it, it moves, it does what you want, which I'm happy about. And I mean, I have to be honest, I don't know if it's just my age, well, it probably is my age and the work, but the 7 Series, when I was getting out with it was as I got out, so I just wanted to go for something a bit taller. I mean, I'm over 6 foot height wise, so I wanted something a bit more raised, so we've got this. As I say, great. It just came up, I just spotted it, I was like, ooh. Went down to the south of Leeds for it, actually. I like the colour, the exterior colour, can't remember the name of it, but it's got the ivory seats, leather, heated seats, all that sort of thing. It's nice. And it's the facelifted version of the Mark 1 CX-5 as well. Nicer grille. It's just, to me, it's a bit of a cleaner look, a bit more modern. I like it. Nice car. Anyway. Well, it's not a chilly one today. We had a few warm days there. Now we've got cold again. I had to scrape the windscreen. Rude. Now, since I spoke last bit, did a wee bit in my makeshift studio, it's out. The podcast is out. So yeah, it's been released. It's on YouTube. They've started a YouTube channel as well, so that's on there. And we'll get a lot. I say a lot. There's not been a huge amount of people listening to it because it's just getting it out there, so people do listen to it. But what people are listening to it, they're saying good things. It's entertaining. It's funny. So if you haven't, go and have a listen. Chuck it on in the car. There's a bit of swearing, so it might not be worth having on if you've got kids in the car. But other than that, it's very light-hearted. It's good. Bit of fun, bit of banter. You should be able to understand it all as well if you're not from Scotland, because the accents aren't too strong. No need for subtitles. That's another thing that annoys me. Subtitles when a Scottish person comes on, like say, an American show. That might be a topic. I think I'm going to have to bring that one up. Yeah, shh, don't tell anyone. One thing I should say as well is people in Forfar, they don't seem to know how to use roundabouts properly. It's very frustrating. See, my theory is that a lot of the younger folk, or even just people my age, a lot of younger folk or people my age they passed their test in Forfar. Now, in Forfar, there is a total of 1, 2, maybe 3 roundabouts. 4. We'll call it 4 roundabouts. 3 of them are little mini things that are painted on the road. So due to that, there's not much use with them. Even traffic lights, there's not much. I passed my test in Dundee, which is a city. Not a big city, but it's a city nonetheless. So you did everything. You were here, there and everywhere. And there's people that passed their test in Forfar, and Dundee is 12 miles down the road. And they're worried about driving down there. They don't like the thought of driving in Dundee because Forfar's such an easy place to drive. And even Dundee it's not bad to drive in. Because it's not a big city, it's a piece of piss, shall we say. These people, I'd like to see them try and drive in, say, Aberdeen or Edinburgh. Just one-way streets everywhere. Nightmare. Or London. I've driven through London, sort of, when I picked up the 7 Series actually. But other than that, I've not had much experience of driving in London. And I don't think I want any. It doesn't look like much fun. So it's been a quiet one today. A few measures arranged. Nothing much in the way of people coming in the shop, but it is what it is. Monday in January. There's other things people are doing, I suppose. But I've got work, and that's the main thing. I'm really looking forward to the podcast. As I've said, been quite well received for the people that have watched it and listened to it. So yeah, really enjoyed filming it as well. There'll be more of them to come. I think we're going to do them weekly. Don't know when they're going to be released yet. We're going to sort that out. But if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Okay? If you want to see more, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.